Hey, I'm Michelle, creator of the Fruitful Living course, and I want to welcome you to this introduction on Ritual 1, which is earlier, lighter dinner. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me, Michelle, why are the rituals in the order that they're in? Why did you put earlier, lighter dinner first? And the answer is that our bodies are supported the best by starting with the night before a day that we want to feel really great. I know that if I try to start even at the beginning of the day, I've already blown it, so to speak. So we start the night before a day that we want to feel really great, which for me is about every day at this point. Like, I've really gotten kind of addicted to feeling really amazing. And honestly, I hope that you will too, because it's amazing. So basically, I know that if I eat a heavier or a later meal, then I'm going to feel groggy the next day. I'm going to have more joint stiffness, even pain in my joints. If there's inflammation in my body, then I know that the joints are going to be much worse the next day. If I start the night before and do what I should do based on the experience of feeling really great in the past, which is eating an earlier and later dinner, then what happens is I end up going to bed earlier. I sleep better and I wake up earlier with more energy. So that's why in Fruitful Living we start with earlier, lighter dinner. Now, for some people in the community, this is a hard habit to break because our society eats a heavier, later dinner. For most people coming in, it's the main meal of the day. It's also the main relaxation point of the day. It's a time when you get that really nice feeling of your stomach becoming full by food, which creates a lovely satiation, right? But it's a double edged sword. And so when we start to want to change this daily ritual, there's a lot of things that we might miss. We might be part of a family who eats later, and initially, this might bring up some issues around how are you actually going to make the first ritual work? Now, if you come into Fruitful Living, you'll hear from people as to how they made it happen. With all they have going on in their lives, working full time, caring for their children, caring for elderly parents, having evening meetings, you'll be seeped in a community of others who experimented and figured out how to navigate it for their own life. You'll be in contact with people who got curious about how they might feel the next day if they ate their last meal earlier and lighter. What would it do for their energy, their mental clarity, their weight? And you'll have the advantage of copying them, right? Of trying on different techniques that they've already tested and have discovered that it works for them. It's also important for you to know that we don't go into this or through this process thinking that this needs to be forever, that this change has to be figured out for my whole family for the rest of our lives. Okay, every week we intentionally set that aside and we just experiment. Okay, how will I sleep tonight? And what will I feel like tomorrow if I eat an earlier or later dinner? That's really where you want to start. Some people in the Fruitful Living community found that simply switching from a 15-inch plate to a 10-inch plate helped them immensely with this ritual. And that's the only change that they made. Other people play with backing up their last meal of the day by 15-minute increments every week. And for those living with others, they have a family at home. Sometimes the whole family moved their final meal of the day back by 15 minutes every week. And for other people, they ate by themselves earlier, and then they sat with their family and conversed when they ate later. Some people, they jump right in with both feet and they say, I'm going to have soup and salad for supper and be done by 6 p.m. and see what happens. Like, see how I feel. The important thing always is to start where you're at. All right, that's a little about Ritual 1, earlier, lighter dinner. I'll see you next time when we get introduced to Ritual 2, early to bed. Peace.